Hey folks, and welcome to this month's Octochats. Now, my name is Sarah Lean, and this Octochats is a monthly show where we talk about the Octopus Deploy news, we talk about some tech news, we talk about community news, and just share what's been happening lately. Now, if you usually tune into this show, you'll be waiting for me to introduce my co host or guest to the show. This month, I am flying solo, and I'm hopefully going to be telling you all the wonderful things that have been happening both at Octopus this month and also in the technology news as well myself. So, if you are joining us, please do let me know where you are. Pop a comment wherever you're watching and let us know where you're joining us from today because I do have some swag to give away. So, yeah, use that comment box wherever you are. Let me know where you are and comment on any of the news that's happening as well that we're discussing today as well. So let's dive into the Octopus news straight away. And this week we saw the launch of version 2022.2 of Octopus Deploy. Now, there is a ton of announcements inside this release, so I want to focus on some of those because some of them have been on our roadmap for quite a while now, and I know there's a lot of people being excited about them. So, the first one up is early access preview to ServiceNow integration. So, what we've had from customers is that deployment pipelines at scale can be complex and time consuming for a lot of teams. If we add on the change management process to that whole process, then it actually makes it even more complicated. They have to go through change advisory boards, they have to write change requests and think about all of that on top of the deployment, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, it just adds that extra level of complexity. So now with this new integration, we have Octopus linking with ServiceNow change requests, and we can actually pre-populate change requests for you. So you get improved traceability out of the box, and you can prove to your auditors that every deployment has went through change requests and has been controlled in that as well. So it really ensures that your CI/CD pipeline and your release management processes are compliant with what your company policies are as well. So this is an early access preview. So if you're looking for this integration, do have a look for more information and being able to get access to that early access and give us your feedback on what's happening there as well. Now, the team have also been taking config as code, which was released in 2022.1, I believe, and improved on it. So there's been some improvements around multi-branches for your project. So you can now have them within your project, and your deployment process can vary across those branches, and so can the step templates. So what they've done with the config as code is been able to better support those step templates usage across the branches. You can use the step templates usage tab to find out of date templates by showing what version of templates are being used in the latest 20 releases created from different branches. And you can also now create a release using a git commit or a tag as well. So those are great improvements and great features from this release as well. Now we're also looking to try and improve our Docker image caching. So the team are working on shrinking the size of the Docker container images, or as we call them, worker tools, so that the technology specific things are much smaller. So that Docker image is much smaller in terms of being able to work, and so that you can use the latest things that are happening and not take a performance hit within your pipeline and the deployment as well. So exciting for that. Now, probably a minor update within this release is being able to pick the kind of icons you want for your project or your spaces and ensure that you have the right color as well. So the team have been working hard on being able to customize what happens inside your Octopus Deploy environment. So there's much more supportability in terms of picking an icon to represent what your project is and being able to actually change the color of that as well. So exciting there, allowing you to just make it much more easy for you to identify spaces or projects according to the icon or the color of them as well. Now, there's some security improvements as well happening within this release. So 2022.2 has some improved security administration as well. So what we can actually do with inside Octopus Deploy now is adjust the session timeouts according to your internal security policies. So you can actually look at when people are automatically timed out of being logged into their Octopus session as well. So that's a good thing to have, obviously, if your security policies have tight timeouts and you want to be a lot more secure with your environment. Now, sticking to the security improvements, we've also got improvements around OAuth as well. So, in addition to the current OAuth 2.0 implicit flow, we can now support OAuth 2.1 authentication code flow with PKCE. So, you're staying up to date with all the key protocols and standards to meet the needs of your security teams. So, there's much more inside 2022.2. If you want to check that out, check out our release notes and you can find out all the exact things that are happening inside it. If you've got your own self-hosted Octopus environment, head on over to octopus.com/downloads. You'll get a link to the latest download, and then you can also have a look at the latest release notes as well. But exciting times coming with this latest release, so stay on top of them and see if you can implement them within your environment as well. Now, focusing on something else this month, we had some people tweeting about the latest Octopus swag that they have released, and it's always nice to see people receive the swag that they've ordered from our swag shop. And if you are tuning in today, please do leave a comment in the chat box wherever you're watching from, as I do have some swag vouchers to give away. So I'd love to spread that love around our swag, and we do have some great swag. I love the hoodies because they are thick and amazing and they're dead comfortable wearing on a cold evening. And if you want to have just wrap up wet warm within a hoodie as well, although I see that there's a trend of our hats are actually really popular as well, so lots of things to be had there. So hit me up in the chat box wherever you are watching and we can hook you up in terms of that. Now, one thing that I noticed is build happened last month, I think it was now, but this Cloud Skills Challenge that they were running is running out very soon. So it ends on the 21st of June, which is Tuesday this coming week. So if you haven't taken part, or if you started taking part in the Cloud Skills Challenge and haven't quite completed it now is the time to do it because it ends on the 21st of June. Now, what happens with the Cloud Skill Challenge is if you've signed up, you'll have picked a path to follow and you'll have a certain amount of modules to complete before the 21st of June. And everybody that completes one of the Cloud Skill Challenge's paths before the 21st of June is actually going to receive an exam voucher. Now, the exam vouchers are limited to certain exams, but it's an exciting time to be able to grab a free exam voucher and book an exam for the future as well. So check that out. And again, if you haven't signed up, you've still got time to try and cram in some learning and complete it before the 21st of June to get an exam voucher, or pick it up from where you finished and didn't quite finish that process actually, or started it. So exciting to do that. I've completed mine, so I'm looking forward to getting my exam voucher in the post very soon. Now, if we head on over to the Microsoft news, it's been fairly quiet, which you would probably expect given that the teams were all working towards announcements at Build. But what we have seen this week in announcements is the preview of Windows Admin Center for Azure Arc enabled infrastructure. So Windows Admin Center is a fantastic tool. It allows you to manage your servers without actually connecting to them. It's a browser-based console that's a free tool that you can use, and you can interact with your servers. So you can change firewall rules, you can check event logs, you can even just find out what the CPU usage is for your server. But what we now see is that if you have an Azure Arc enabled server, so if you have Azure Arc an agent installed on your server, you can actually go into the Azure portal and then connect through Windows Admin Center and manage that server. And from all accounts, you don't need to have a VPN to that server from the Azure portal. You don't have to have a public IP address or any other inbound connectivity to your machine. You can actually control and interact with that machine through the Windows Admin Center extension inside the Azure portal. So that's really quite cool because it means that if you're using something inside Azure and then you've got your Azure Arc enabled server somewhere else, whether it be on-prem, in another cloud provider, whatever it may be, you can interact with that server from inside the Azure portal, which is exciting to see where they're going with that. So nice to see that preview being launched this week as well. Now, something else that I noticed in the GitHub changelog is that inside GitHub discussions, there's now translations. So if you are looking at something inside GitHub and it's not in your native language, then you can actually click on translate. So there's a few languages at the moment because I think this is still preview. But if a language is in Spanish, Portuguese, Korean, or English, there'll be translations available to you. Now, I think this is based on the browser language that you have set inside your environment or on your laptop or wherever you're viewing it from. But this is quite interesting to see because with the GitHub, you can collaborate with lots of open source projects, with other projects as well, and being able to figure out what other people are saying. Maybe you're the maintainer of a certain project, and other people are adding in information in a foreign language to you. You can use this translation. So exciting to see this being added in as well. And again, I think this is a preview feature. So the team are looking for, or a beta feature, as they call it over at GitHub. The team are looking for feedback, so please do take advantage of this if it's enabled for you within GitHub, and feedback into the team as well, because obviously your feedback helps to drive these features and how they are actually delivered and the end product comes out. Now, we're seeing lots of different events pop up, and I want to call out two events that are happening fairly soon. So, Azure Lowlands is happening on the 30th of June. Now, Azure Lowlands is a single day track event, but it has 5 tracks around Microsoft Azure platform as a service offerings, ranging from containers, data integration, and all the way to DevOps. Now, this is a hybrid event, so there is an in-person event, so you can go to Utrecht and actually be at the conference, or there's an online experience available as well. Now, I do believe you need to pay for your ticket, whether you're in person or whether you're virtual for this event, but it's an exciting event and it's one that has definitely been on my radar for a while. And if it wasn't clashing with a family holiday, I would probably be there in person presenting or just attending as well. So check this out. There should be some great sessions. I know there's a few speakers lined up for this. So again, another great event reappearing on the calendar. Or if you don't want to be in person, there is that virtual element that you can pick up as well. Now, I want to give a shout out to an event that's happening here in Scotland in September. So, Data Scotland is returning in person on the 2nd of September. Now, there's a pre-con event happening on the 1st of September, but the actual event, the conference style event, happens on the 2nd of September. Now, this event is happening in Glasgow in Scotland, in a great venue that we have as part of one of the universities. And it's exciting to have this event back in person and have people come back to Scotland. And it's only a few minutes away from me, so it's great to have that and be able to attend there. So again, please do look out for this. It does focus on the data platform side of things, but there is a whole host of talks being there, and Octopus is actually going to be sponsoring it, so we will have a booth there as well. I do want to shout out to one of the talks on the schedule that's happening on the 2nd. I am delivering a brand new talk about how to create standout demos and presentations. So I've delivered over 90 different presentations to user groups and conferences over the last few years, and I've picked up a lot of tips, picked up probably a lot of bad habits, but hopefully what I'm going to do in this session is share some of those tips and help others build up their presentation skills as well. So if you're coming along, add this onto your session agenda, and I'll hopefully see you in the event as well. But do let us know if there's any other events that we should be shouting out to the community and telling them about. These events are great to attend. There's a lot of benefits to actually attending your local user groups and conferences. So yeah, let us know if there's anything on the calendar that we should be focusing on as well. Folks, a short and sweet one this week, or this month actually, covering off what happened at Octopus in the latest release in 2022.2, and rounding off some of the tech news and community news. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back in July with the show. I'll hopefully have wrangled a guest for me so we can have some banter and some fun with an additional guest. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Have a good one, whatever you're doing this weekend, and I'll catch you very soon.